Do you sell courses or coaching programs? Would you like to know how to sell more? That's what this video is about. You see, there are so many people who forget the things that you have to prove to me in order to get me to buy your program. The third one of these is the most important, but I'm going to show you the other two because those are important too. So the three things that you have to prove to me to get me to buy your course or your coaching program are, number one, that I can succeed in whatever you're trying to sell me because I buy your program. Okay? That right there is absolutely vital. If you can't prove to me that I can succeed through your program, I'm not going to buy. So what are the tools that you use in the selling process to help you get there? Well, first off, the better you can show them that you're going to give them a simple system to get them there, the more likely you are to make that sell. The second thing is, hey, what's in it? What's in that system? Show me the different modules, show me the bonuses so that I can make that decision whether I believe that that simple system will actually get me there. Third, very vital, you got to show me some proof that I can get there. Now, I realize that many of you haven't actually launched anything yet, so you don't have any testimonials. But obviously, testimonials and case studies are the number one thing that give people proof that help them to understand. And of course, you're going to get more and more of this ammunition as you go along, as you do additional releases of your program, and more people are starting to take it. I strongly suggest, if you have not watched my video that is earlier in this on how to create a testimonial system, go back and watch that. That is very important to get those testimonials. But in addition to the testimonial proof, there's this other element called social proof, which is if they're seeing other people attending, commenting, buying, all those elements, that causes them to say, hey, everyone else is doing it. I should do this too. It's clearly working for them. Maybe I'm just missing something. All right. The second thing that you need to prove to me. So the first one is that I can succeed with your program. The second one is that your program is the best among the different alternatives to get me there. So we all have to realize there are many paths to get to this transformation that you're offering. They can buy your program, they can buy somebody else's, they can buy a $10 program from Udemy or someplace like that. And so what you need to do is you need to prove to them that this program, the one you're offering, is the best one to get them there. So obviously one of those is what and how you teach during the launch process. So most of us focus on this and we say, hey, what and how I teach, that's vital. And so I got to go teach really well. Pay attention to point number 3 that I'm going to get to in just a moment. Second thing is your relationship with them. The better the relationship you have with somebody, probably pre-launch, the more likely they are to believe that your program is going to get there. If they already know and trust you and are saying, hey, I really, really want to take something from Don, then by all means, they are more likely to do that. And so this is very, very vital that you be regularly sending things out to your list, that's good content, that you're sharing things on a regular basis that help them to achieve the transformations that they are seeking in their lives. Obviously, the elements of your product help to prove whether your product is the right one for them or not, and your guarantee, which gives them more time to make the decision on that. But another element that many people forget is your promise of community in this process. If you can promise them that there's more than just, here's this portal over here where you're going to learn stuff, And it's all pre-recorded. You haven't got any opportunity to ask any questions. You haven't got any opportunity to get help from your peers. You haven't got any opportunity to get help from coaches or me. You're probably not going to do as well on that program as you would like. Another key factor that helps to determine whether or not someone believes that your program is the right one for them is the amount of direct help that they will receive. Now, this is not comments, and you'll get answers to your questions in comments. This is actually not even group coaching calls. This is, hey, can I get somebody to look at my homework and tell me that it's a good job or not? Tell me if I'm on track or not. The more of that you give, the more likely it is that someone is going to feel like your program is the right one to get them to where they want to go. And obviously, in this process, your pricing and your comparison with the competitors that they are looking at to get there. Now, you're never going to compete with a $10 Udemy course. Don't even try. But that's why we build these other things into it, because a $10 Udemy course is probably not going to get them to where they want to go. And so that's the reason why you need to be aware of the pricing and the offerings that your competitors are giving. All right. The third and most important element of the sales process when you're selling a course or a coaching program is you need to answer the question for them. Will it be worth it to me? Will it be worth it to pay the price? That's obviously big for many people. Will it be worth it to put in the effort and the time to go through your program? You have to show them that this is worth it. Now, here is where the delicate balance of selling courses and coaching programs come in. Is it all comes down to not what you taught them during the pre-launch process and even how well you taught them during the pre-launch process. What it comes down to is how well did you show and sell them the dream of what their life can be like once they've solved this problem in their life. You have to show and sell them this is what your life will be like, and make that a desirable thing that they want to pursue. So the question that really needs to come out is, can they see themselves succeeding? Can they see your program getting them there? And not only can they see themselves succeeding through your program, can they see themselves succeeding at all? Because that is a really important element, is that some people may believe that your course could get other people there, but they struggle with the question of, can it get me there? Because I'm lazy, because I'm cheap, because I'm unwilling to do the work, because I've got this unique situation, because my daughter's getting married next year and I can't afford to spend any time or money doing things right now, or because I'm not well, and so I've only got a few minutes a day that I can really focus on this, or I've got a job, and so I can really only spend a little bit of time. Everyone feels like that their unique situation is unique, okay? Very frankly, it's not. It all comes down to, are you going to spend the time and the money, spend the time and the effort to go through this? But they feel like it's unique. And so you need to help them to understand that your particular solution, the way you're going to do this, will deal with your unique situation, and help them to see themselves getting there. Not just that it will apply to anybody, but that it will apply to them specifically. One key element in doing this is to give them a chance to talk to somebody one-on-one in the sales process. Because that person is probably going to ask, hey, I've got a job, and I've only got 2 hours on Saturday that I could work on this. Will that get me there? And your person's going to need to be able to talk them through that process, whether that's you or someone else. Now, here's the problem that exists in this dichotomy of those three elements. will this work for me? Number two is your program the right one to get me there? And is it believable that I can actually achieve this transformation that I want? Is this where we tend to be teachers. And as teachers, we tend to believe that knowledge solves and changes all things. That's good. That's true in many ways, but knowledge is almost never what sells. Because what ends up happening is because we're teachers, we want to teach. So if I'm going to do a webinar, or if I'm going to do a series of 4 videos to help sell this, I want to teach during that time because knowledge solves and changes everything. Well, what ends up happening is we forget that they don't buy our teaching. They buy the dream. And so we, with our teacher mindset, rely on the logical sale when they buy because of the emotional sell, that dream, that seeing themselves having accomplished it and seeing it as being realistic that they're going to get there. We have to get that balance right. And most of us as teachers never get it right. It's really, truly unfortunate. And we have to get it right in every single sales communication that we put out there. So if you're going to do a webinar and 5 emails, then you got to get it right in every one of those elements. So here's sort of an ideal world. If you go back and look at everything in your sales process, 50% of the communication in that is logical and 50% is emotional. Most teachers simply cannot do that. Okay, so let's do this. Maybe it's 60% logical and 40% emotional. Probably the very edge is 70% logical and 30% emotion. This is like pushing it. You're very likely going to lose a lot of sales if you push it to this level. But it's certainly not 90% logic and 10% emotional, or even what I oftentimes see, 100% logical sell. And it's like, wait a minute, you think you're actually going to sell something with this? I strongly encourage you to actually go back and look at the transcripts of anything that you've done verbally, any video that you've done, and look at the sales pages you've done, and actually go through and block the words, make them 2 colors, make logical sales be black because then you don't have to change those. But anything that's illogical, make that red, and then go back and actually look at that balance between the two in all of your prior sales materials. What percentage of everything that you said and showed in your sales pages, etc., was logical, and what percentage was emotional? My guess is that you're going to be really surprised. My guess is it's probably going to be somewhere around 90-10, 90% logical, maybe 80% logical, probably not even coming to the bare minimum of 70% logical, 30% emotional. I encourage you to go and do this. Look at your old stuff. Then go look at stuff that's worked on you. And what you'll probably find is that they are way more of that emotional sell. This is the reason why we talk so much about focusing on the transformation that we are going to give them in everything we do, showing them what their life will be like as a result of their taking your course, of their participating in your coaching program, showing them that their life is going to be different and better so that they then have that logical element, have that emotional element in addition to the logical element so that they'll buy. Go do that project. I can virtually guarantee you're going to be surprised. We're teachers. We want to teach. If teachers did more of the emotional, they'd probably get better results too. And many of them do. And I'm not cutting teachers here because I know some amazing, amazing teachers that are doing an amazing job of painting the picture of what people will be like in the end. My algebra teacher, not so much. But some doing an amazing job. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.